So if you are looking to give your home a design update but aren't sure how to start, Erin Rochon has you covered. The interior designer, she joins me now in studio with some great ideas. Erin, always a pleasure to have you on.
Thanks so much for having me.
Great to have you on, and it's great because we get to pick that incredibly crafty and creative brain for some great ideas. So where should we start here? We want to, kind of update the home, but we want to do it ourselves.
Of course, and I think that's a great way. So I have 3 tips that I use with any of my design clients, and really it's the foundation of making sure that you've got good design and it's not going to cost you a fortune, okay? So the first thing that is really important when you're looking at creating a design plan is you need to figure out what your style is. Now, I know that might sound I know what I like, but I find one of the things with many of my clients is when we actually sit down and we take a look at it, they're not always very sure exactly what their style is because there's so much out there and it can get really overwhelming. So it is so important first to come up with figuring out what your style is. So one of the things that I have my clients do is I have them sit on Pinterest, whether you're having a glass of wine or you're having some coffee first thing in the morning, you make it enjoyable and you sit and you start categorizing things that you like. So let's say your living room, you sit and you just start going through Pinterest and figuring out what you like. And I know sometimes people find it, wow, it's like chaotic, I like everything and it's overwhelming. What ends up happening is that you start to curate a certain style and a pattern will start to emerge. So that is really the most important. And even if you've had a style for a number of years, our lives change, maybe your kids are gone, things change. So it's really important every once in a while to reevaluate your style because it changes.
Okay, and going on Pinterest is a great way to do that because then you just heart, and then you create this board and then you go, wow, that's what I like. And that is a very important question to ask yourself. What's my style?
Yes.
Very good. And then next up?
So the next step is it's so important to be able to create a plan. So it's like going to the grocery store when you're starving and you have no list. It's going to be a nightmare. It's a nightmare. You end up throwing everything into your cart.
Food everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
true.
So
it's really important that you have a plan, and there's a few ways that you can do this. So first, you need to have a budget. So important because then you're not going to have any surprises after. The next thing that you need to do is you need to measure and figure out a floor plan of your space. Because what can happen is that you go out, you see a beautiful couch, you fall in love with it, you get it home, you can't fit it through your front door. I've seen that happen to some people before, and that's a disaster.
Yeah, it is.
So it's really important to measure. The last thing is because we're so visual, we need to be able to see, like, Rosie, if I was to say to you, we're going to do a warm, modern style in your living room. You might not know exactly what that is. So it's really important for people to have a visual. So one of the things that I love doing with my clients is creating a mood board, and that's what we have up right now. A mood board is a really great way to give clients an idea of what the whole space is going to look like. What I love to be able to do is to add furniture, everything that's going to be in the room, so it gives you an overall visual. So this is one of the things that I love doing because then you can see it. The next thing that I like doing as well, if you're at home and you're just trying to pull a space together, you can do something called the flat lay, where you're taking some materials, some paint colors, if you have tile, whatever it is, and you just place it on the table so you can see. So visuals are so important when you are looking, and doing those things and having a plan, that is what creates your foundation. Then you can go shopping.
Okay, and then the question is thrift or DIY it?
Yes. I say both. I say both. I would do both.
Why not?
Yeah, well, so, I've talked lots about thrifting. I love thrifting. It's a great way to splurge on some things because you can save some money. So I brought in a few things today. These are tiki mugs. And I found these in the thrift store. I still have the price tag on them too. They're only $3. Now the cool thing about these is I took a look up on Etsy after, not on Etsy. I took a look after on Google, and these actually go upwards to $150 to $200.
Look at you with
but
this
these are
find.
so neat. They're really interesting, very unique. And if you're having like a garden party in the summer, these would be a fun way to be able to do it. So interesting, cool items, and you can save some money.
Okay, you didn't bring the cocktail and the umbrella for
next
us.
time, next time, cocktails and umbrellas.
Okay, all right. We're going to have to race through this here.
So next thing is a DIY. So I love doing decor dupes. I have tons up on my website if you want to follow me on TikTok. So I especially like finding high-end items and then create them. So these are a take on a restoration hardware stone sphere. So how to do it. So we've got a foam ball you can get at the dollar store. All you're going to do is really paint it super quick.
Gotcha.
Super easy, just like this. I'll just do a quick,
Yep.
like that. Whoops.
Whoop. Yep.
Just paint it like that.
Yeah.
And then when the paint is still wet, you're going to add some sand to it. So it's going to be like this.
Yes.
And then all you need to do.
I got that for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The other one here.
Is it opening?
Mike, you got us under pressure here, our director. Okay, now we're good.
So what
Now
I'm
we're
going to
good.
do is I'm just going to take some paint and then I'm just going to add some texture.
So you let the sand dry on?
Yep.
Like and the
it
paint
dries
dry,
on, and that's what's
then
going to
put
give it that texture. You add a couple of paint colors to
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
And again, I have this up on TikTok, so
Yeah.
if you ever
Oh,
want
I
to. But
see it
then
there. Yeah.
here we go. Here's the end result. So this was a foam ball
Yes.
that I DIY'd it, and this would look fantastic on if you had a bookshelf, if you had a console where you were looking to add something else. But this cost me, I think, under $10 for sure, probably even less than that. And these go upwards of $150 to $200.
And that's a great decorative piece.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Erin Rochon, you never disappoint. Thank you so much for stopping by. Rochon Design.
Erin
right?
Rochon Design, and follow me on TikTok for lots of DIYs.
Yeah, you got some great DIYs on TikTok. Thank you so much for
Thanks for
stopping
having me.
by.